And we are back. Lads and ladies, we've returned. Okay. Let's bring right back into it. So, here we are.
It's a lot to process.
Is it?
For my character. Yeah.
I mean, it certainly is a lot to take in quickly, especially.
Yeah.
I don't really think your character has had much of a motivation to be around, particularly until now. Outside of just like, well, I'm obligated to help out Petros' daughter because. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess what happens then with the amulet? Like, what happens with Nyx?
Certainly. He goes on to wrap up his duty with the amulet. How this works is essentially he cracks the book in half. He starts scrivening a handful of runes. He asks for her full name.
I sort of look around everybody. Like,
I think it's something like Nyx, lot of dicks, something like that. Nyx.
You're friends with her, and none of you know her name.
I mean, she has like a ton of names or something.
Nyx not a name, but you can call her Nyx, or you can call her Nak, or you can call her Nim.
yeah, she's an interesting one. Who would know her full name? Does anybody? Can we roll to recall her full name?
Symarra, actually, she just recalled it.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, Nyx Knackle Nim.
Wait.
That's her full name.
Yeah, you can call me Nyx, you can call me Knackle, you can call me Nim.
I remember because she had her hand up to the camera, like, you can call me Nyx, or you can call me Knackle, you can call me Nim. That's when it started about Petros being her dad.
He was my daddy.
Yeah, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was certainly times.
In what way is he your daddy?
You know, it was never really brought up. Nobody asked.
My heart.
I'm not willing to share.
Until now.
I'm sorry. What I believe I'm dead on the table. Like
She's
barely
unconscious. She
breathing.
can't answer questions right now.
Nobody dies under my watch, okay?
That's true.
You're not dead. You're barely hanging on.
He finishes the choker around your neck, and he will seal the runes with a little bit of forced magic, and then he waits. A few moments pass. A minute. And he grows impatient. And then he just slaps the shit out of you. You wake up.
He just keeps looking around. Where is Satan?
Did you say
All
where's
my
Satan?
organs here.
Did you say where's Satan?
Yes.
We were in a poker match.
I
was just about to
my
win.
innards.
Where's Satan?
Where's Satan?
Oh God.
She's completely moved on. So we're all just kind of looking at her.
Yeah.
How does she look? Does she look like rejuvenated? Does she look
Yeah, do I look
tired?
Like
Does she
or
look like she's back from the dead? Like, what are we doing?
So more than anything, like, she looked very pale previously, but the moment that he draws his faintly wrapped bones of his skin across her face with an open slap, it's like color washes over her immediately. And she is vibrant again. She's existing. Slightly adrenalized. She sits up immediately, grabbing at her breasts. Where's Satan?
What an awkward thing to say.
He just shakes his head and says, well, that seems right. I don't know what that means, but it's fitting. With some help, like he'll reach outward to see if someone will kind of help him up since he was leaning next to her.
Yeah, I put my arm out for him. Help him up.
Yeah, then he'll take the assistance. He's quite brittle, but once, he starts moving, the pep in his step shows again. you would safely assume that this man is probably upper 70s, lower 80s for human.
Okay.
But you have no idea how long he actually survived with this amulet. It may make him quite a bit older.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, I mean, I ask him if there's anything that he needs. You know, do we need Bart to watch him, or, you know, I'm just trying to be considerate of his state now because, again, like you said, we don't know what's going to happen to him. Really.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm just going to go back and rest. But do inform her that if she dies, well, so do I. That would be bad. I'm not looking forward to dying just yet. I still have a lot of pep in my step. I'd love to get laid a few more times.
I understand entirely. I get it. Because, you know, as you get older, we were talking about this on my stream, you know, you don't stop having sex just because you're older. Old people have sex all the time. I get it. You're good to go. You're good to go. I get it. No.
When he says that, Nix just kind of looks at him like,
Wait.
So I sort of nod.
Is Nick trying to get in the wizard's pants now?
No, like
Oh.
a gross, like.
Okay, thank God.
No,
not
Nick.
like a ooh.
Oh,
No,
man.
not in my way.
Why don't you slap some more of that color in me, daddy?
Oh, God. At this
Why don't you
point,
mix some maroons up for me.
that's why you don't like Bart. He's way too young for you.
Yeah, right. Doesn't have that aged weed.
Wait, did that guy say he was scrying? He was scrying on us. He scryed on us?
Yeah. He's
He got
scribing
scryed on?
That's
He
right.
got scryed on.
Yeah, multiple times.
In your
In fact,
downtime.
it
Wow.
wasn't even just that. Cypress, he said he looked into your past.
I know. Yeah. I'm just now realizing the implications of what he said. All the things were, sounded so good to Cypress that now he's like, wait, what? He went into my past? He's been scrying on us? I kind of look over at the old man and I just sort of, I don't know. He's if he's bad, this is really bad. If he's good, this is really good. It's like there's just nothing to make out of it right now. We're kind of in a bind. We kind of sort of need his help, and yeah. I sort of just give him a nod, you know, when he says that he's gonna walk, you know, that he just needs to rest. And then I go to kind of sit next to or stand next to Nyx. I don't know where exactly she's at right now.
Nyx, I'm assuming, is probably sitting on the bench for the sheriff or the deputy, likely revealing that her feet aren't quite touching the ground. Remember, she's not really wearing a ton. Like, she's kind of got about a sheet. That's about it.
Yeah, I just sit next to
drafty.
her and I just sort of carefully and slowly explain what happened, you know, because, you know, we don't know how long. I ask her if she remembers, you know, do you remember Gibbs?
I remember getting stabbed, but I don't remember who.
Okay, at that I kind of just nod and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Do you remember that you were stabbed? So now that she knows that she's stabbed.
She's like touching her like stomach area, like just like I just remember.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because meanwhile in the corner Bart's having fapping.
Bart's just kind of like, he's just
little
been
shape.
sitting on, just watching everything. He has no idea about this wizard. So, like, watching everything that just happened, like, back then, weed wasn't exactly illegal, so he has no idea. It's like, all right, they're having a bonding moment over some tobacco. Okay. This is weird. Why are they... All right. Why does he look so pervy right now? This is really weird. What does scrying mean? Why does he look so confused? Like, everything is very new to him, so Bart's just kind of watching on, hoping that none of this means... He's reading your gestures like, all right, do I draw my sword now? Like, do I stab this guy? Should I choke him out? I don't actually know what I'm supposed to do.
Did
Bart
he
doing Bart things.
Yeah.
You
Did he
know?
read
That's
Bart's
Bart
mind?
doing Bart things.
Is
Did
that
we
what
bring
it
some tea along, or like something useful?
I just want to make sure that like Nyx understands what happened and what we did and why we're here, and you know, Mogar being missing, and you know, just catching her up with everything that's happened, and even, you know, getting a more serious tone, the sort of bargain I struck just to bring her back, and her, you know, tie to the wizard guy. Which, by the way, what's his name again?
Alandru.
Alandru.
Alendru Gorovan.
Mm-hmm.
Alandru Goro, and yeah, so that she's sort of tied to him now,
Alandru.
and the, you know, the implications of that.
And yeah, like according to this, you're not wrong. He's quite strong. We'll just say he's got levels, not even in the same stuff.
You know, this is kind of perfect because Cypress has always kind of been that dad figure than Nyx anyway, that she didn't want. So how does Nyx
I forced fatherhood upon her.
Yeah.
You did though. You fucking did.
So how does Nyx take this? Because I mean,
Nyx,
none of this has been done with your consent.
Yeah, she's just kind of like looking at the new necklace that she has, and she's just kind of mulling it over. And I think she just looks to Cypress and she's like, "I'm so sorry." Like she just like starts like tearing up, and she's just like, "I'm so sorry that I did this," because she thinks that this is her fault. I know you explained it, but you know, she gets stabbed, and then Mogar goes into rage mode. You guys kill Gib, and like this whole shit. She got possessed. She played with the planchette. Now she's just like.
No, dude, as soon as you start crying, Cypress starts bawling, crying, because he's got all this guilt for sending you. Because I sent you out into the night. You like, I was like, yeah, go do Nyx things. Yeah, do it. And I was trying to be supportive, but like, I realized now that you needed a father, and I should have always been there for you. As
Cypress,
well.
Cypress, give me.
Cymarra's looking at people crying like,
Cypress,
I
give
can only
me.
have a
imagine
good
Gib
cry.
not Gib. I can only imagine Bart in the background like, what the fuck? Why are they crying?
Cypress, give me a will save, please.
Oh, sure. Oh, okay. 20.
Okay, that's really, really good. You start crying with her because you realize what's happened, right, in this situation. And as you start crying with her, and you're kind of leaning into her, the moment that you like your shoulder or your arm bumps into hers, and you guys are having that moment, you're hit.
Oh God!
You're hit with a wave of a memory.
I actually have a photo of what I drew for this.
I thought they were in a
Not for
kiss.
this, but I drew this.
There's a memory that triggers, and you see a table. It's probably newly crafted, but there's a ton of these reagents or unguents on the table. Various leaves, things of this nature. There's a couple of books about wizarding and magic and that sort. And you see this man, or this individual that you are, you kind of lean against this figure, and it bumps back into you. And when you look up, you see a younger, beautiful elven woman. And she kind of like cheekily like looks down at you, kind of cows down for a moment, and she smiles, and there's this very subtle lip bite, and each of you at both the same time, you reach for a mortar and pestle, but hers was faster, and you end up covering her hand, and she doesn't pull away. And you feel like you're starting to experience the young and almost exhaustible love of the throes of passion between a man and an elven woman. And then when you kind of glance back down into into this mixture, this muddled mixture of fluid that you were making, you see a much younger, less grizzled, less hairy human man. He looks vaguely familiar to Elendru, but it was many, many years prior to this.
Gotcha.
You just
And
see
I am
born.
high. And I am high as fuck right now. It's like, and it just hit.
So many emotions.
Yeah, I am struck with guilt for sending out Nyx, and I'm crying for that, and then that sort of hits me, and it weirds me out, and I I have this feeling of almost like complete surrender because Cypress, you know, in his past, he had sort of a similar thing. So even though it may not be him who he's seeing, he still feels like a part of him was in that. And he just feels like he just kind of surrenders to the moment. He just sort of lets the stress of everything that they've gone through and his guilt and his past just kind of melt off him in that minute. And in that time, he's just sort of, you know, softly crying. And I think that probably by the time he would have woken up from this or realized, you know, that this was all hitting him, he would probably find himself maybe even like holding Nyx or comforting Nyx or some way, almost like I absent-mindedly.
That's good.
So Solis looks at them kind of strange, like, if we want to get a room, we can probably arrange that before we go to Harrowstone.
I mean, I definitely don't think this is. I mean, jokes
This is making
aside,
light.
yeah,
making
trying to make a light of this. You can definitely tell that this is a moment that that desires, right? Like it heavily desires that joke making right now. Because there's a certain tension on it. You can tell that Cypress's emotions are all over the place right now.
Yeah.
But
I actually hear that joke from Solis, and it's one of those kind of things where you're like lost in thought and you're deep in something or deep into like a tragedy almost, and you hear that little joke and it kind of sparks you back up, like it kind of makes you chuckle to yourself, like you can't help yourself, you know.
Yeah.
It's almost like that reason for living kind of thing, like, you know, even though this is bad and this is terrible, you know, Solis reminds him at that moment with that, you know, simple, very simple joke that there's still things to do and life's still worth living. And, you know, he just sort of chuckles and looks up at him like, is nothing sacred to you, kind of in like a funny way, you know, like you can't even give me this moment, you know, and just kind of laughs. But he's thankful for that, you know, it kind of snaps him out of it.
okay. So Nyx is wildly uninformed about some of the events that just happened. She especially has no idea about this new choker necklace that she has. Also, what's next?
Stay a while and listen.
I think I think it all depends on the urgency of getting Mogar. I think that's our thing right now, is getting Mogar and just
I don't
going to Harrowstone and doing our best, because we don't know how long we can wait, right? So,
well, how awake are we, and what condition are we in? Is the question.
We are not in great condition
because we just fought and we just stayed up. I went through some veil. Don't know what that did to my body or anything.
Nyx could use the night. To be totally fair, Nyx could use the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's another thing, is her condition after this thing, even, you know, like where exactly are. So if you guys want to, I mean, it's like what, 5-6 a.m. in the morning now?
Probably, yeah.
You know, if you guys want to go back to Kendra's and try to get some shut eye or something, but like, where can we go? What can we do with this? What is Bart gonna do with us? What's the situation outside of our own group right now? I look to Bart and I just ask him what he wants out of us now. You know, like what does he want? What is the town? You know, if he represents the town, what does the town want?
I mean,
right
does
now?
a prison have a bed? You might as well just sleep here.
They have shoddy cots for some of the rooms, in which case there's only 3 rooms, but
3? Yeah.
You guys, especially you, Solis, you wouldn't feel safe staying in this place. But moreover to that, you don't really know what kind of use you'll be to Mogar if you found him right now anyway.
Yeah.
Because he's not just going to walk out, right? Like, he's not just going to straight out
Yeah, he's gonna put out the fight
and be buddies with you. Like, whatever is actually holding Mogar, that's actually holding a raging Mogar right now, that's a force to be reckoned with. You're gonna need to bring your A game for it. And Cypress, you're right. You could afford to rest. Mogar's not gonna blame you, especially in the situation where you are all overtaxed, you're exhausted, and you could use the break.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'm down. I mean, I've been down to take a rest. I think Cypress has for quite a while. I think everyone is exhausted. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. I don't. Yeah.
So, I want to before we head off to that, I would like to see someone explain to Nyx about her necklace. Everybody kind of got the gist of what it was, but she's kind of hanging there with a sheet and a necklace, and that's it.
Well, I thought I had explained it to her.
Well, you kind of like, it's like I tell her everything, but like you surface explained everything that was happening with the wizard Elendru, but I think, and more so, I believe that the audience would like to see how Nyx is going to respond, particularly to this necklace.
All right, so Solis walks up to her. He's kind of exhausted emotionally, and kind of over a lot of things. He's like, "Glad to see you back. Try not to get yourself in too much trouble again. You have a weight on you now. And if you don't know what that is, have you seen what's on your neck? Have you felt it?
It's a necklace. It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
A nice old man gave it to me. He's so sweet.
Yeah. Since he's so sweet and so beautiful, you might want to be careful with it. You know, don't try to take it off. Don't do any crazy activities to where it may break it, because I don't know how to break it to you, but that's that man's life force in there.
What do you mean life force?
Well, you won't waking up anytime soon. You're in pretty critical condition. And, you know, it took a lot of work to convince, but he's adamant about us doing a certain job, and we need you to be on your A game. No more clowning around. The necklace is not only a part of your life, saving you, it's a part of his. We have to treat that with respect, and he's gained mine completely.
No more magic shows?
Unless the magic show ends in us saving Mogar.
No more fighting?
Oh no.
No more shenanigans at 2 a.m.?
I mean, that's probably a good
I don't know what kind of
idea. I
shenanigans
mean,
No
you're
more
talking.
murdering animals and eating them?
Then he kind of looks at Cypress and he's
No
just like,
more, no more dungeon crawling and no more Nyx things?
puts his hand on her and he's like, we just want you to be careful with the necklace at the end of the day, in your life at that.
My whole
Yeah,
life
just try
is
not-
now boring.
No, we'll just look at it like no more punting you. Isn't that better? Well, I tried. And he looks at Symarra and he's just kind of like waving over because she's kind of had a better relationship with Nyx.
I'm gonna pat her on the head because I don't really deal with crying very well. I'm like, it's okay.
I'm boring.
Just try not to die the second time. Okay? I've done it my whole life. It's not that
She
difficult.
takes a piece of Samara's clothing.
I'm just gonna like drench her. Man up,
Okay.
dude. You're alive. You're not horribly mutilated.
Wait, is she muted?
Am I muted? No.
No, hello?
Oh, okay. For the longest time, she's been not muted on Zoom.
Sorry.
Okay, there you go.
I was muting Zoom, so I don't hear you guys at all. So I've drenched her now and told her to man up and just don't die.
It's like you're channeling your inner Elendru. You're like, not up and go.
Yeah.
Just that's not okay. I've managed to not die this whole time. You can do it too. Just try not to flirt with creepy possessed sheriffs.
You don't know
Which
how to
now
have
what?
fun.
Which is now bad, and then we'll be fine.
What?
Don't need to
you know,
get close.
it's not about. You can still have fun. I'm like trying to explain it to her like like an uncool dad, you know, would
She's
like.
just like this the whole time, like a 2-year-old.
The fucking lip.
Dude, I want to know what the wizard's thinking at this point. He's probably like, I should not have done that shit.
The wizard left. He left at this point.
Oh,
But
he's left.
Bart's there, and he's just like, he's appalled at the moment that his name is called out again. It's Symarra just shit talking him. Like, you don't.
I was
have to
saying
be-
try not to flirt with creepy possessed sheriffs, which is now Bart.
But he's not creepy or possessed.
Dude,
He's
always
seen those
creepy.
things at
He's
least 2
just
times.
horny.
How have you written into your person to hate Bart so much?
Have you
Because he tried to go for those. He went for those titties.
I love. Here's my favorite thing about it is Bart or Bub was not expecting us to hate Bart so much. I can tell. In fact, I don't think he wants us to hate him at all. Like ever.
No, he's really
and
trying
we have
to
just gone to shit on Bart like so bad.
It's
He's
constantly
really
going to
trying
blows.
to make us not hate him.
Dude,
and I'm like,
his-
nope, I hate him.
His first interaction with her was like, "Show me your tits."
Yeah, when we're in a jail cell. So it's not okay, and I kind of
It's
do.
not okay.
And he didn't bring me meatballs.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Listen,
fair.
I don't really hate Bart that much, and
I don't hate him. I tried. To
I
help
just
him.
think Bart's annoying. I think Bart gets annoying. Cypress gets annoyed by Bart.
He just keeps turning
That's fair.
up in a like. Why are you here, Bart?
You mean in a town
You
of
didn't even go here.
in a town of 15 buildings, the deputy is, you want to know why he's where you are? Because everywhere
Yeah.
you go, you burn something down, you maim someone or kill them, you set some kind of magical blaze about. You wonder why the sheriff and deputy are always
We
at
didn't
where you're
set
at.
the prison on fire.
Bob,
We just broke it a little bit.
allegedly.
Allegedly. My bad. My bad.
These have
He
not
wasn't
been
there to
proven
see
in
it.
court.
Plus, you're the newest faces in town. He knew exactly who you were when you came in because, well, one of you is a dragon, the other one's about half his height. And
Super
you
badly dragony.
then you went to jail, and the first moment that you guys were like, you know what? We're going to walk out of here and figure out what's going on in this town. You somehow rope him into getting possessed, throwing his body multiple times into a wall, not even really giving a shit outside of Cypress, like saving him. I'm not upset that you dislike Bart. I'm just confused.
I feel like he really wants to be a bro, and it's just like that. It's just like the person. It's like your little brother's friend who follows you around and tries to be in your friend group, and I just want him to go away.
I never had a little brother. I don't know what the fuck that's like.
Okay,
I also don't know what that's like.
he's. I don't know how. Well, anyway, they're fucking annoying.
Oh, so good.
What was that? What was I about to say? You know, I kind of look over at Bart. Bart's still there, right? He's
Yeah,
still there.
no, yeah, he's definitely there.
Did Bart even see the portal? Like, did he have any idea that that portal was even there?
Well, I mean, while you guys were talking, at some point he went to look for Mogar. So
Okay, that's what I was gonna question. Is that does he even realize
he
that
probably
Mogar's not here?
would have gone into the other rooms to see that Mogar was missing. But seeing that Mogar's weapon is still here, so his axe is still here, but Mogar is missing.
God,
That's like
who's
that's
gonna carry that.
that's
shit?
very inconsistent with Mogar. He doesn't really abandon his weapon.
Yeah. Well, I just go ahead and explain to Bart what's been happening
wait
as
a
best
minute.
I can.
Is Tima still alive? The bear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tima's
Tima's
still
alive.
outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can she pick up scents?
Not like. I mean, that will depend on the DM. Really,
Let's find out.
and how he wants to handle it.
Wow.
We can try. Yeah, we can try.
I
Wow,
want
we
to
could
see
try with the axe.
if she can pick up a scent.
Yeah,
I mean, the
evolve
answer is yes, but maybe not in the way that you anticipate. Like,
Right.
like yes, she can pick up a scent, but it might not be like a hound dog. You know, like we might not be able to like follow it anywhere.
It's a bear with a big nose.
She does not. Oh, wait, she does. She has the scent property. So she should be able to locate it. Let's see. It takes time. And according to scent, it does take time. But she can detect opponents within 30 feet by sense of smell. She can increase this so long as she is upwind. Downwind, it's a little differently, obviously. But in this case, if you wanted to go for the long game, you could probably have her track him down.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
But yeah, I kind of look to Bart and ask him if he's going to come with us, or if he's going to be able to help in some way. You know, once we do decide to go after we rest. I mean, not that we're leaving, but
I think I have to stay in town. I don't know.
And this is why we hate Bart, you know, because when we ask him,
well,
he's always there when we don't want him there, and then when we do want him, he's like, I got shit to do.
If I leave, then there's no one to run the jail,
now.
and if Mogar's missing and everything that you say is true, then you obviously you're going to go back and find him. But for the meantime, I have to stay and pretend like I'm guarding someone or something. Because if I let all of you out and they see you, then I will say that I intend to try Mogar. I didn't see him leave, and I would imagine that no one else did. So I'll stay here and say that I'm watching over Mogar, that he's a criminal.
Makes sense logically. The other logical thing that makes sense is that, like, if we don't get all the help we can, that there isn't going to be a jail or a town or anything. So maybe put 100% effort into helping us in the immediate. But I don't fault his logic either, and I don't argue with it. So, all right, sounds good.
Yeah, unlike Alendru, Bart doesn't have class levels.
Yeah.
So he's going to adhere to what he thinks is best, and logically, this just sounds very sound to him.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with it. We could have sent him like through a few traps or something, like to just absorb, you know, but it's fine. Find another way.
Okay, so we are going to assume that you guys are going to go off and get some sleep. Yes.
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 Okay.
My spells are going to stay the same. Bub, which is like all healing basically. So I'm just letting you know in this rest period, I'm not changing anything up with it.
I think this is the best time. This is the best time to declare that I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a level up. I'm going to let everybody take
Zoom chat, by the way.
Take level 3. No, I'm checking PMs for Discord right now. And that's totally fine. It looks as if something has come up, and our main man DJ is going to have to step away. Looks like something serious, but I don't want to take the leveling process to stream, and I don't want to break into the next act because it's a crawl. It's a big crawl, and it's going to require the effort of the entire squad. Even if Mogar is not going to immediately be with us, he'll be back very soon, so long as they make it to Harrowstone. So I believe this is where we part ways for the evening. This is where we call tonight's session.
Okay.
They'll wake up rested with a new level. They'll all be level 3. And then these cats will go on to Harrowstone. The crawl starts. It's about to get nasty. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and give quick responses for everyone that's here. Nix, tell us about you. Where can we find you?
I'm LillyVinnily. You can find me over at twitch.tv/LillyVinnily. I do a whole bunch of variety. I'm a creative variety caster. I do a lot of digital art, just dance. I dance the night away. I love Sims, and I love everything. It's just a big old clusterfuck in the Weirdoverse. I do all the things and all the stuff.
It's good stuff. Tasha, how about yourself? Tell us about you. Where can we find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/tashnarr. Tashnarr all over the place because it's very unique. I'm currently doing Harry Potter week where I'm doing lots of Hogwartsy themed crafts and video games. Tomorrow I'm cooking, so that's going to be atrocious. And I'm going to eat a lot of cakes.
Awesome. Very cool. Ello, you're up.
Hi guys. If you don't know me, I'm Ellohime. I stream in the very early morning. In fact, I'm probably going to be streaming somewhere between now and 4 a.m. in the morning Eastern time. So in the next 5 hours, I'll be live on my channel. I'm going to be playing a new downloadable map for the game, Hunter Call of the Wild. I'm a variety streamer, and so I do a bunch of different games, but I do hunting games sometimes. So there's going to be a new map. We're going to be hunting all sorts of wildlife, and it's going to be a good time. And I curse a lot, and I'm very vulgar. So if you come, expect to not have your kids around because it's not. So anyways, anything you guys want to learn about me, like where my stuff's at, it's all on my channel, Ellohime, twitch.tv/Ellohime. So I won't bother you with all the multimedia stuff. So,
All right.
yeah.
And
what about you, Bub?
well, I mean, I'm Bub, the Bubbernaut. You guys can find me here all the time, 5 days a week. I do my 6th day over at Roll For It's channel, where I am playing a Nosferatu vampire on their Vampire the Masquerade game, which is actually super exciting. We're rounding out our Shadowrun game on Mondays, meaning Pokemon will be seeing a debut in the next few months. I'm also working on launching another Pathfinder title, which may be Reign of Winter or The Mummy's Mask, still yet to be decided. Wednesday nights, we just turned over 136 episodes of Shackled City, and Carrion Crown is by far probably one of the coolest games I've ever ran in my life. I love these guys and gals to death. I'm only sad that we do not get to play often enough, but that's something that I would like to fix, because I don't know when the next convention is, and I'm mostly back to full health, so I don't really have a reason to not be here anymore. And last but not least, we've got Solis, our main man DJ. Tell us about you. Where can we find you?
Yeah, DJTechLive everywhere. DJTechLive is besides Instagram. It's just my full real name. You can find that on my Twitter. Variety streamer. kind of gonna rebuild the channel. Since I've been doing the same thing for 2 years, I kind of like to keep it fresh. So I'm in the midst of rebuilding, but you can still expect challenging gameplay. I play all games that have a level on hard, super hard, or whatever the heck they have. Do creative drawing, and I host for Twitch as well. So if you're interested in all that stuff, get into heavy cosplay as well. If you're interested in that, check it out. It's mostly Spider-Man stuff though. So there you go.
He's full Miles Morales. All right, guys.
Full zone.
That's gonna be it for us tonight. Thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead and raid on over to Aurora Star, copy up that raid command, if you will, and show some love there. I know DJ's about to step away.
Love you guys. Thanks.
Take it easy, buddy.
See you, man.
Bye.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it was fun. Tonight was really good.
Hell yeah.
Enjoyed that a great.
Yeah,
I'm
super
not
good.
dead.
Very RP heavy, which I liked. I felt like there's a lot of